Welcome to another episode of Football's Next Generation. This week, we're joined every week by Jerome Marks, but this week it's Ajax week. We're coming on to Dutch week on Sunday, and we're gonna roll with the punches with this one as well. Jerome, who have you got for me, and how good are they this time?
This could be maybe I think when we've done Man City, they had some amazing youngsters, but I reckon there's a chance that this crop from Ajax could possibly top it. I mean, in terms of sort of experience playing in the league at the moment, some of these players have already got it, and they just seem incredible. Once you have a look at them, see what they're about. I think Ajax are so far. This crop of youngsters, I reckon, is the best that we've discussed so far.
All right. Well, their mantra is to breed top class talent, sell it on, and then have the next one rolling in. Just that one's moving out. So I'm expecting some good things. Who you got this week?
That's it. So there's five players that we'll discuss this week. The first one we'll start with is a player that goes by the name of Kenneth Taylor, and he's a 18-year-old central midfielder. He's been with Ajax for a couple of years, and he actually signed a new contract recently until 2024. Got plenty of caps for the Dutch youth teams, and he only made his debut for the first team in December. He came on as sub. He is considered one of their most exciting players, and he actually he reminds me of a young sort of Bastian Schweinsteiger, the way that he plays. He's mainly attacking, but he is capable of playing in more of a defensive sort of midfield role as well. Yeah. And for someone that's left-footed, his right foot is excellent as well, which is quite rare for left-footed players.
Very good.
Yeah. When it comes to his sort of experience with the Dutch youth team, the under-17s, they won the European Championships, and he was the captain.
So he's got a leadership skills as well then.
Yeah, exactly. So just like Schweinsteiger, the way that he plays, very, very got lots of sort of composure on the ball, very comfortable on the ball, sort of a natural sort of ability he's got. And he can sort of dictate play from central areas of the pitch, and he has got, for a central midfielder, he has got quite a good burst of speed on him as well.
So potentially could play a number 8 and an attacking midfielder as well then.
Yeah, exactly. A modern. I think he could play anywhere in central midfield. So
a little maybe similar to Donny van der Beek, who's left.
Yeah, probably not too dissimilar to that. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Keep your eye out, people, because these are names of the future. So definitely remember these names.
Yeah. So we'll move from midfield to attack, and an 18-year-old that's actually been with Ajax for about 8 years now, and that is Hansen.
Oh, yeah.
Now, again, he's also signed a contract extension, this time until 2023. He's made his debut for the first team as well, won bucket loads of Dutch youth caps. Now, where people might have heard of this name from, or where he came to prominence, he won the Golden Boot in the Under-17 World Cup. And it was sort of rumoured that Pep was keeping tabs on him last season.
Yeah.
I suppose when you're top scorer at a youth competition,
that you didn't even win. They didn't even win it, did they?
No, that's it.
Brazil won it, but he was top goal scorer. Yeah.
I think the Dutch team won sort of the Euros, but then they got to but they didn't win the World Cup.
Yeah.
So if I was to describe how he plays, as a forward, he's a forward, but for me, he's a forward that's got the skills of a winger.
Yeah.
And his all-round game is pretty good, to be honest. He's not just a pure goal scorer.
Yeah.
Brilliant movement in and around the box. So, and when he does get in front of goal, though, he is lethal.
You feel like he's scoring, don't you?
Yeah, he's
finishing. Do you know who he reminds me of? Patrick Kluivert. But obviously Patrick Kluivert's taller, but this kid, it was probably more to do with the way he finishes. Like, because I used to watch Patrick Kluivert when I was younger, when I was growing up. He was like one of the guys. So when I watch him, the way he just drags the ball out wide, knocks it past the goalkeeper, the way he opens up, and it's very much in the style of Patrick Kluivert.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can see that. And another player, I'm not comparing him to him, but similar attributes, player that you can see picking up a striker that picks up the ball in different areas of the pitch and is comfortable, but is also an excellent finisher, is like Aguero.
Oh, yes. And he's got the low centre of gravity as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, Sonchi Hansen.
Yeah, and another thing, after that World Cup, Antoine Griezmann reached out to him.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
And gave him a nickname, the Little Magician or something like that. So
yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so that's got to give you a little bit of hype.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be buzzy.
Yeah. So right, so the next player is another centre forward, an 18-year-old that's been with Ajax again since 2013, and this is easy for me to say. Brian Brobbey.
Okay.
Is his name.
Okay. Any Dutch out there that think we got it wrong? Brian Robbie. If you say it fast enough, it just sounds like Brian Robbie. So we could get away with that. But if we're wrong, correct us in the comments section.
Yeah. Right, so I think we might be talking about this guy before the transfer window closes, because he is actually out of contract in the summer, and he's been linked with AC Milan previously. And about a week or so ago, Overmars actually came out and said that they were trying to extend his contract. So we'll see if that happens, but it seems as though he could actually leave. And he's also been linked with Real Madrid as well.
All right, serious.
Yeah. Now, as a centre forward, he's very much in a Lukaku mould.
Okay.
Though he's 18, he's built like an absolute...
I could tell by the way your face went. It was like, he's built.
Yeah. This is a centre forward that, but even though he's only 18, he has made his debut for Ajax this season. He's played a couple of games and he has scored for them. And he just bullies defenders. And sometimes he gets the better of them purely just down to his strength.
All right.
But he has got a very good sort of goal-scoring record at Dutch youth level. And you don't score that many goals if all you've got is strength. Like he's a good player as well.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit like Lukaku. He probably doesn't get credit because you can't put the ball in the back of the net just if you're strong. You need to be a decent player as well.
And Real Madrid don't come into for players just because they're strong. I mean, there's been plenty of strong 18-year-olds around, 17-year-olds around that Real Madrid haven't touched. So, it's got to be something. Yeah,
but he's good, very good centre forward. Someone that I think would do well in England in the English league.
How do they come up with so much talent? Like, why are people not just robbing their coaches or just copying their the way of developing their players? Because they're doing something right. They've been doing it for years. And, I mean, there was a little patch where Ajax weren't really coming out of anything special, but they've hit the ground running again with this last, 5 years of players again.
Yeah, because it's not only like, obviously, we're talking about the youth players, but, the first team getting, they got far in the Champions League. They are not playing.
Exactly. And the Europa League the season before.
Yeah, they're playing in the first team. It's excellent. So, that's Mr. Brian there.
Mr. Brian.
The next one is, I believe, the youngest of all the players that we're going to talk about, and that is a 17-year-old that goes by the name of Nassi Univar. Okay.
Yes. So Guardian top 60. He's in the Guardian top 60, so watch out for him.
That's it. Yeah, that's it exactly. The next generation. So he's an attacking midfielder, sort of a playmaker, if you like. He plays for the Dutch youth team, but he's of Turkish descent, and he's another one that's been with Ajax for ages. He's been with them since actually 2011.
Yeah.
Now, last season he made his debut. He came off the bench when he was 16. Ajax were playing. I can't remember who they were playing, and I think they were maybe 6-0 up at the time. Anyway, he came on near the end of the game, got the ball, won a penalty, and like he took the penalty himself, so won it, and then he scored the penalty. Not a bad way to make your debut.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. And he's one that when he was 15, he was like a regular in their under-19 side, like always playing above himself.
Uh-huh.
And as you'd expect from, I guess, an Ajax sort of playmaker, he is super technical.
Yeah.
Plenty of skill on the ball. So we're talking drag back, step overs, body movement, sharp change of the direction. And when you watch clips of him, he sort of stands out to you. I reckon any time he sort of steps on the pitch, he will probably be the most skillful player on the pitch.
Yeah.
He'll be the most eye-catching, skillful player.
Uh-huh.
But what I like about him is that the skills that he's got, and when he tries all these things, they're not done to show off. I think they're done sort of with a purpose.
Yeah. That's what you want.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and it's just the way he plays. I think it's just the way he plays.
But they're entertainers. He's an entertainer as well, though.
Yeah.
So it's just like you said. It's part of his DNA. Like that, if he wants to go that way, it's to drop the shoulder and then push the ball that way and then go that way afterwards. It's little things they're the little things that make the player that much different, that much special.
Yeah. So he's top drawer. Not the only downside about him, but just something to note is he is very slight. He's very small. There's not much of him.
Yeah.
But his technique is excellent. So hopefully that'll sort of see him through, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough players out there with just small players that have managed to sort of work around it with their skill and technique. So I've got high hopes for him.
Yeah. So the final player is what I think is the sort of, I guess, the jewel in their crown. And that is Ryan Gravenberch.
Yes, he's a player.
Yeah, a proper player. 18-year-old central midfielder. Been with Ajax for about 11 years now. And he made his debut in 2018. And when he made his debut, he became the youngest player in the league at the time. And the record was previously held by one Clarence Seedorf.
That's not a bad name to beat a record for, is it?
Yeah. Amazing. Now, only really this season he's sort of playing regularly in the first team.
Yeah.
And he's sort of making an impact as well.
Yeah.
He got called up in November to the Dutch sort of full squad, the senior squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And as a player, he's been compared to Pogba. He's certainly similar in stature. Like he's 6'3", as is Pogba.
Yeah.
And like Pogba, he's been linked to big clubs. He's actually been linked to United, Juventus, Barca, and he has spoken fondly of the fact that he does like Barca as a club.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his agent is Mino Raiola.
Shut up! It's not, is it?
Yeah.
I am a laugh.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But do you know, the comparisons to Pogba are not lazy though. He's very good on the ball. He's very composed. He's got that sort of swagger around the pitch. I can see why the comparisons are there. He's a top player, I think. Yeah,
he's a very complete, very dominating central midfielder, and you can easily see him ending up at one of the big boys.
Do you know what? I think he's more all round than Pogba, though. I think he's got his all round play, like as in. Yeah. I think defensively, he's probably in the long run he'd be better than Pogba, and I mean it remains to be seen going forward. But he's very technically gifted. Yeah,
you know when he runs. He's got these like long strides that remind me of Vieira as well.
Yes.
When he used to run.
Yes.
And if you ask me, I reckon he is probably one of the brightest talents. In world football today, I'd say this Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah, no, I remember watching him when he was coming through the youth ranks, and I remember watching him when he first broke into the senior squad. And he's very easy on the eye because the ball comes to him, and no players there. He just drop his shoulder, not to even have to touch the ball. The ball runs past, and the player's gone. And he does things like that all the time. The little drag backs, the 1-2s. he's got it all.
Yeah.
Ryan is a serious talent.
If you're, for example, if you're an Arsenal fan, he's someone that you would probably like to see next to like a Thomas Partey.
Yes.
He's that sort of player.
Yeah, he is. As you said earlier, he's shown you said about his fondness of Barcelona. He actually was quoted in saying he's already planned out his path. He says he's either going to Real Madrid or Barcelona because he plays like Zidane, and but he's something else about Messi or something like that. But he's very confident. In fact, he's. I think there was an article that said his dad had to give him a kick up the backside a couple of times because he was just more interested in playing computer games than he was playing football at one point. But he's sorted out his attitude since then.
Yeah, quality, excellent player.
All right,
he's playing this season, and he's making his mark already in the first team there.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the Ajax versus PSV game the other day. Which, I mean, if no one's seen it, go and check out the highlights. 11-minute highlights, 12 minutes highlights. It's worth a watch. But he made a little mistake in that. But don't judge him on that. But check that game as a serious game. So you're saying this is the best group of talent you've seen so far that you've had to look through? Yeah,
I think so. Man City's were excellent, but Ajax's are up there for sure.
All right. I'm sure there'll be quite a few of these players in your final 11 once you get that done.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, make sure you check us out on next Sunday's show. Make sure you check this out. Go and check out all our previous ones, and then hopefully we'll have one out for you next week. Thanks again for that, Jerome.
Pleasure. Cheers.
All right. Peace out. Take care, everyone.